First of all, let's list all the things that you like to do.
You got enough battery in that thing? This said PMA, warning I have a positive mental attitude, and I had two big guns like this, and I gave people those shirts for Christmas like 5 years in a row. About 14, I learned how to surf, and I've been to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Hawaii, California. I love to surf.
Do you think you'd be able to guess his answers if he did a newlywed game?
I've taught him all the answers. He better know. Every day you get to have a little peek into people's lives, which is pretty cool. One day we were at the paddleboard shop, just looking, of course, and we walked out with $3,000 worth of paddleboards. 20 minutes later, well, crap, how did that happen?
It is pouring down rain. Here is my survival skills in the rain.
How come we're naked and the girls aren't?
I know.
What's wrong with it?
Not a good trade. Not a good trade. Chuck's got his poles for this hike for today.
Yes, I do.
So where are we, Chuck?
We are at the Jackrabbit Trail at Lake Chattooga, near Hayesville, North Carolina. This is a dammed up reservoir that has hiking trails and biking trails and, of course, a bunch of water sports.
And thanks for inviting us. So you guys got an Airbnb up here because Joni's doing some photo work for the owner of the Airbnb. And it's a beautiful place. It's been quite rainy the first few days, but
oh yeah,
we enjoyed some indoor yesterday, and now we got a really nice break. So it's a really pretty trail.
It is gorgeous up here, real green.
So you have a grind, which is your day job, and what is that? What do you do?
I sell textile upholstery on a commercial basis. I'm what is called a spec rep. So I'm the one that has the fabric in the design scheme of a hotel, restaurant, hospital. And I travel around and I show fabrics to designers.
Almost fell on my ass.
Close. You want a stick?
That stick helped you, didn't it?
You want this?
I'll take a stick.
Here, go. Take one. So anyway, I've been doing that for 31 years.
So have you found that industry has slowed down a little bit, or was it impacted by anything, in the recent past?
It kind of follows the economy. When the dot-com boom in 99 came around, 2000 it slowed down. Obviously, when September 11th slowed down.
Yeah.
Obviously, the mortgage crisis. So yes, it can slow down during economic
but
strife.
you found it to be a pretty good job to be at it for 30 years.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's oxymoronic, but when hotels don't have any occupants, that's when they want to do their refurbishment. So it can be like the crappiest economic environment, and I'm still doing work because they're trying to rebuild or redo.
Still have growth.
So, yeah.
We recently moved to Florida and lived in California. And we've always been sort of these recreationalists as well. We've always liked to have multiple hobbies. I do lots of different things. We moved across from Chuck and Joni 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we became fast friends. And very quickly we started to do a lot of different activities with you guys. We started camping, we go biking, we've done paddle boarding and all sorts of things. One thing I will say is you are a break from the grind aficionado. So what is it about, first of all, what is your favorite thing you like to do, like your go-to break from the grind?
Well, I have a credo, actually, and I tell this to everybody, you may remember, is I always tell everybody to do one fun thing every day.
Okay.
You pick it, but that's how I get through my world.
Really? And do you actually live by that? Do you do one fun thing every day?
It can be anything.
So like what? Like what's a small scale? What's a large scale?
Like small scale for me, I come home, I'm kind of grumpy, I get on my skateboard and I go up and down the street.
Okay.
You've seen me do it.
Yes, I have.
I'll go for a bicycle ride over to the beach. I'll do a traditional walk on the beach, that kind of stuff. But, besides the surfing, paddleboarding, and stuff that we do together, I do simple things like that.
Have you ever broken that streak? Do you have a streak going, and have you ever broken it?
Well, what I include in that is having a piece of pizza. that can be my one fun thing for that day.
But something to look forward to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be physical necessarily. I mean, being a capitalist at heart, you can buy something for yourself and feel pretty good about it, right?
And you can classify that as fun.
Yes. So
when did you come up with that motto?
It's kind of funny. I used to be I think I still am, real positive person. And back in my posse of friends, I made these shirts that said PMA, warning I have a positive mental attitude, and I had two big guns like this, and I gave people those shirts for Christmas like 5 years in a row.
I love that.
So when we go on I'd do big trips down to the Keys and stuff, which is snorkeling and diving. What would happen is I would give everybody those shirts and we'd all take pictures with them. And believe it or not, some people still have them, which is unbelievable. They were just silkscreen, black or blue shirts. I used to have some friends that weren't necessarily the most optimistic every day, and that's where I come up with, you know, positive mental attitude.
In doing that, were you motivated to help them change their attitude, or just to be that presence for people?
Yeah, I want everybody to have a good time.
Yeah, so you just want to be that stabilizing, fun presence. Now, what is your go-to thing that, is it hard to pick one? What's your go-to thing that you'll pick as your break from the grind?
On a daily basis?
Just, you know, I mean, you've got several. So first of all, let's list all the things that you like to do, because you have a lot of them.
You got enough battery in that thing?
Exactly. I thought I had a lot till I met you.
A little background about me and my friends. We've always liked to try everything.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, master of none. We can go look at this point if you want.
Yeah, let's go.
So we do everything. I've done model airplanes, skateboarding, motorcycle riding, bicycling, snowboarding, hiking, which we're doing now. So I always like to try something new. Mm-hmm. And I tend to do it off and on for the rest of my life, but I don't do one thing always. So my go-to break from the grind really generally is I do exercise. I either run or I go to the gym, and I do that religiously 7 days a week.
That's your most consistent thing.
My most consistent. Now, is that my most fun thing? No.
So how long have you and Joni been married?
We've been married 26 years, but retroactive, we moved in together in '94, so we've actually been together 31 years.
Wow, it's a good long time.
Yes.
Got Mindy and I beat by 3 years.
Yeah, and we started late.
Yeah, you must have, because well, how old were you? How much are you older than Joni?
We moved in together, I was 33. I'm 3 years older than Joni. Okay. And I'm 63 as of today.
I think Mindy and I married when I was 27.
Wow, baby.
Yeah, I was 22 when we started.
And your age difference?
6 years. She drove around the high school for me.
She robbed the Credo.
Back to your break from the grind. You mentioned lots of different things that you do, and then you also have a motto of doing one fun thing a day. But what is the most fun thing?
The number one thing, when I was about 14, I learned how to surf. Mm-hmm. And I've been to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Hawaii, California. I love to surf. At 63, I'm not what I used to be, but I still, if the waves are happening, I'll do whatever I can do.
Now, do you prefer doing the traditional surfing?
Yeah.
Or do you like the paddleboard, try to catch the wave on the paddleboard version of it?
I like the traditional surfing the best.
It's easier to catch a wave?
No, not necessarily. It's just that's how it is. It's the purest form. The paddleboarding is kind of easier for me because of some physical disabilities. My shoulders are shot.
Yeah.
So I can paddle a lot longer on a paddleboard than I can physically do a surf paddle.
But you definitely catch the waves. It's pretty impressive to watch.
The edge I have for you, Jason, is you don't really know how to surf.
Never done it.
So to get on a paddleboard and try to catch a wave, you're doing two things at once.
Yeah.
You're trying to paddleboard and learn how to catch a wave.
I've gotten close.
You got real close.
I had to. Never could get the momentum part of it where the wave was pushing me.
You got to feel it. It's kind of like skating in a skate park. You just got to get that feeling when you're moving, and to know when to lean forward more and all that. You're doing fine though.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I can't wait to do it again this summer.
You didn't do any of that stuff until you moved across the street.
Yeah, I did not get a paddleboard. I did not try any of that. So surfing. What is it about surfing you love?
You're out in nature.
Yeah.
You get to see dolphin and sometimes whales, not here as much as California.
Yeah.
And mostly it's paddling in and dropping in and it's everything all together. It's quite a rush, actually.
So it's an adrenaline thing.
Yep. It's very hedonistic too, because you're the only one doing it and you're the only one that can appreciate it because it's you on your own.
Do you think you'd be able to guess his answers if you did a newlywed game? Chuck's answers?
Yes, well, yes, I think so.
After that long?
I've taught him all the answers. He better know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Chuck and I was saying that the two of you, or Chuck really, because I think you probably limit, you probably, if you had it your way, would have more limited things that you did, as opposed to Chuck where he has like so many hobbies.
No, that's not true.
No, you
No.
have a lot of hobbies too?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes, hobbies outside of the garage.
Right.
Things that don't have to do with cars and motorcycles, yes.
So then I will say that you guys are kind of, in my opinion, the break from the grind aficionados.
I don't have much grind. It's mostly break.
What you do for a living is you do photography, real
Yes.
estate, particularly real estate.
Real
photography.
estate and architecture and commercial stuff. Anything that doesn't move is my genre.
Right. So how long have you been doing that?
13 years.
And what got you into it?
Trying to figure out a way to make money with my camera.
Uh-huh.
And
So were you a hobbyist before?
Yes. Yeah, I was just a hobbyist, and I tried shooting animals, babies,
Okay.
families. I've done weddings. But yeah, so I came upon real estate photography because you're dealing with a commercial client, not mom and dad of some kids.
Yeah.
And the commercial client's always going to buy what they wanted you to shoot. You know, they've got the money. It's a business transaction and they're going to buy it. If you shoot little Sally Sue for mom and dad, they may or may not buy the pictures.
They may not
which
be interested
sucks.
in buying the picture.
Yeah.
So when it was just a hobby for you, what was your go-to sort of thing when you were going to go take a picture? What were you
Probably
what
just
were you
like
pointing the
everybody else,
camera at?
flowers and trees
Landscape,
and
yeah.
landscapes and the stuff that everybody else shoots.
So like where we're at now, this beautiful
Yeah.
place we're at now, you want to get the camera
easy
out.
stuff, right?
Yeah. So do you find that the real estate is something you really enjoy taking pictures of now?
Yes. Yes.
Did you like it at first?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
instantly you liked it.
As soon as I was able to make money with my camera, I was thrilled to death.
That is awesome.
And,
What is it about real estate that you like so much?
Every shoot, every day is a different situation.
Okay.
Different house, different homeowners, different everything. Every day you get to have a little peek into people's lives, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I've watched you at work. You're really good at it. And
Thank
Joni's
you.
been instrumental in helping Mindy and I get a little bit better at what we do as well, and has
Yeah.
been throwing some bones our way, throwing some work our way, which is really great. And we
Yeah.
appreciate that so much, which has piqued our interest in real estate, which I never imagined that I would have an interest in it. But the more we
Yeah.
start doing it, the more I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I can hear some geese.
so pretty out here.
It really is. You say your grind is not really a grind.
No, because every day is different, which is great. Of course, my job kind of comes and goes with the seasons and the home sales. You know?
So in general though, if you think, so you know, you look at what Chuck does and what we used to do in our corporate jobs, to us we considered that a grind. Now if it was
Yeah.
a job that I really enjoyed,
yeah.
I don't know that I would consider it a grind. Do you feel that's similar? You enjoy what
Right.
you do? Is it a grind really?
No, but I've had plenty of jobs that were a grind.
Yeah.
Ones where I'm sitting at a desk trying not to fall asleep for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, holding my head up with my hands, trying to pretend like I'm awake.
That is definitely a
But,
grind. It is definitely a
Yeah,
grind.
so I've had plenty of those jobs too.
So what is your favorite thing to do outside of just the day-to-day responsibilities of life?
Just be in nature.
Be in nature?
Down at the park, sunrises, sunsets, bike ride around the neighborhood.
It doesn't matter, just being
It doesn't-
outdoors.
Outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always surprised at how many neighbors or people I know that never go outdoors.
Right.
I don't know how that is possible, but yeah, I just like being outside.
You got us into paddleboarding.
Yes.
When did you discover paddleboarding and your love for paddleboarding?
We had talked about it. I guess we've seen it on YouTube and people around our neighborhood. But one day we were at the paddleboard shop and just looking, of course.
Yeah, you're
Chuck-
never just looking.
And we walked out with $3,000 worth of
Yeah.
paddleboards 20 minutes later. Well, crap, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was like, gosh, 8 years ago?
Okay.
5 years ago? I don't know, it's quite a while.
Did you find it difficult to get up on the paddleboard? Did
No.
you? No, it was pretty easy for you.
Me
Pretty good
being a
balance.
short, smaller person,
Yeah.
if I'm ever questioning whether I'm going to tip over or fall off. I just get on my hands and knees, just sit down on my knees, and it's easy.
That's smart.
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
Being alone, being away from people.
The quiet.
Out in the quiet.
It can be quiet, right?
Yeah.
And hearing the water splash against the board.
And you can, if you're in the right conditions, you can look into the water and see the fishies and the crabs and the...
So what do you prefer?
Yeah.
Do you prefer to be out on the ocean? Do you like
Well, I
lakes?
like being out in the ocean on a very flat, calm day.
Yeah.
But I don't like taking the board through the breakers.
Yeah.
Not at all. And that's same on the way back. I've purled the board too many times and crashed.
I think the problem with having too many hobbies
Yes.
is which one do you pick?
Yes.
Especially when we live in a place like Florida where it's a hobbyist paradise in my opinion.
That's why, yeah, I mean, Chuck wants to get a boat again.
Yeah.
But every Saturday morning you wake up, it's like, okay, what do? We
Which
go
hobby?
bike riding? Do we go paddle boarding? Do
Yeah.
we go for a hike? Do we go out on the boat?
So that's why I say, what is your go-to with all the options that you have?
Would probably be bicycling is the easiest.
Yeah, I agree. It's easy just to get on a bike or even just going for a walk, obviously. But can you consider that I guess you can consider that a break from the grind, just taking little strolls.
I don't really care for just walking,
Okay.
just to walk. Hiking, yes.
Boy, this is nice to get these elevation changes. We do all our break from the grind stuff and we're on this flat stuff.
Yeah.
This is pretty.
Yeah. We have one hill for 50 miles of our house, and that's the causeway.
Exactly. If you go up and down that on your bike, you get a good workout.
Yep.
As we continued down this beautiful trail, the weather changed quickly.
It's definitely raining on us. Goodness gracious.
It is pouring down rain. Jason is in front of me. Here is my survival skills in the rain. It's called a plastic bag that I was using my pine cones for, but it works.
Well, that was a fun hike. As you can see, I'm naked in the forest.
We had a great time. Who knew it was going to rain again?
I would have turned the camera on sooner, but it was all hooked up to stuff that I couldn't just throw the GoPro on, so. We were high-tailing though. We were way ahead of you guys.
This is our raincation.
Yeah.
So, new best friend, what do you think?
That was an awesome hike.
Yeah? It's
awesome.
Yeah? We're not taking pictures anywhere below here. We got wet, a little bit wet.
I don't have any underwear on, but
Yeah, well, how come we're naked and the girls aren't?
I know.
What's wrong with it?
Not a good trade.
Friendship is the ultimate break from the grind. And lucky for Jason and I, we moved across the street from Chuck and Joni. Of the many experiences we've shared, our trip to Hayesville, North Carolina was probably our most enjoyable experience so far. Our first day was a rainy one, so we went to the town square. We saw a cat climbing the rafters in the local shop, explored a few thrift stores where Chuck and Jason were causing a disturbance.
Jason, what is that?
It's a huge ball.
Where are you supposed to actually place that? What does it say on the instructions? Between your pubic bone and your anus.
And we stopped by an ice cream shop where Joni tried rolled ice cream. How rolled ice cream is made was a new experience for all of us. When the rain cleared, we walked along the dam.
It's been raining all day. We finally got this clearing, and boy, is it beautiful. I miss the mountains.
And on our last day, we went on a spectacular 4-mile hike in a different section of the Jackrabbit Trail. Joni and Chuck are proof that balancing daily life with fun is a recipe for happiness. But more importantly, they are proof that friendship is the real and true secret to a fulfilling life. Thank you, Chuck and Joni, for taking us on this journey with you and being the wonderful people that you are. Until next time, thank you for watching.